My name is John Lipman. I am an architect, and for the last 26 years, I have only practiced Vastu Vidya. And I have been invited to come to the Center to make recommendations for how to incorporate the principles of Vastu Vidya into the master plan and the design of the buildings. I have been in meetings for the last day with members of the board and administration of the Center. And in this series of videos, I'm going to share with you my impressions of the Center itself and of our plans for the Center. In the summer of 2023, Chitan Yogi, a very charismatic and committed yogi from Nepal, visited the United States and came to Ohio and encouraged the planners of the Center to be sure to incorporate Vastu Vidya into the design. And they recommended, and he recommended to them that they engage me as a Vastu specialist to help them in realizing this vision. And at the same time, Roger Kingsley and Leslie Brooks, who are the leaders of the Transcendental Meditation Organization in Nepal, visited the Center, and they also gave the same advice. And so the administration of the Center invited me to join them, which I was glad to do, and I did so immediately after spending 3 weeks in Kathmandu, my third visit there. I love Nepal, I love the people of Nepal, I love the architecture of Nepal, I love the spiritual values of Nepal, and it was a great pleasure to work with this community immediately after my visit to Nepal. In my time today at the Center, we focused largely on the master plan of the community. And the plan as it has been developed so far, I think is really lovely and will contribute to a very rich community, a community life, a life that spans the generations, and that will continue doing these things for many, many, many decades to come. And I think that the refugees from Bhutan who have gathered in Ohio are very, very fortunate that some of them have had the far-sighted vision to purchase a beautiful piece of land and make plans for this entire community to spend time visiting and being together in this environment. My impressions of the Center, of this piece of land, are first of all that it's really quite beautiful. It's about as beautiful as any land that I have seen in the Midwestern United States. And it's more than beautiful, it's serene, it's quiet, it's even sublime. And I think that the spiritual values, which are the real basis of evolution in our lives, are very lively here. And I feel kind of rejuvenated just being on this beautiful piece of land in the Center. I took a long, long walk, and I went all the way around the property, and it was very enriching, and I felt rejuvenated after taking that walk. And all I can say is, if you get a chance to come to the Center, I encourage you to form groups and walk all the way around it and see what you think yourself. My experience was that on the subtle level, on the level of the energy of this place, on the level of the spiritual value of this place, that this is a very rich, good piece of land. It's going to be a piece of land on which many generations will thrive and will enjoy visiting. And I think that the community that purchased this piece of land were guided by divinity to find this property because it's going to enrich many generations. Our work today at the Center was focused on its master plan, and I will be helping to create the final master plan, but there is already a concept map. which we focused on quite a bit today. And I think that it is quite brilliant, and I like it. And it also has been captured in a 3D video, which really demonstrates what this community will be like. And I encourage you to watch that video, and it will allow you to really envision what this community will be. And this community, I think, will be a place where the spiritual values of the Vedic knowledge, of the Hindu religion, of the culture of Nepal and of the Nepali refugees from Bhutan will be supported, will be lively, and you will be able to maintain it in its integrity while partaking of the best that the West, that the United States has to offer. Because frankly, I can speak to you as a native of the United States, that there are ways in which what the United States has to offer the world is superlative, is supreme. The creativity, the intelligence, the entertainment that we have brought to the world is very, very rich. But at the same time, there are things that are lost in America's culture, in the American civilization. We have lost a lot of the spiritual values, of the core values which are necessary for a truly fulfilled life. And it is widely known that, particularly among young people in the United States, that depression is rampant. People are not happy. They are highly stressed, they are confused, and they don't know what they want. And this is a curse of the glamour of all of the beautiful, interesting, wonderful things that are part of our culture in the United States. And those who come from an ancient culture, unlike most of us who live in the United States, those of you who come from a culture that has preserved spiritual values for many, many, even countless generations, who then moved to the United States, are extremely fortunate because you will be able to live in this country and experience the integration of the spiritual values from your heritage with all that this 21st century exciting, highly technological civilization has to offer. So you are very lucky. One of the things that will be a part of the Om Center is that the master plan and the buildings will be designed according to Vastu Shastra, according to Vastu Vidya. This is the heritage of your tradition, and it is not just a superstition. What we have learned through medical research, through statistical research, is that every principle of Vastu Shastra that we have been able to find objective medical analysis of has been shown to be associated with improvements in physical and mental health, with well-being, with growth to enlightenment. I honestly have to say to you, as a Western, as an American architect and planner, and I have had a very successful career. I have been published in the national magazines and spoken at Harvard and Yale and the Museum of Modern Art and the Smithsonian and lots of prestigious places, that we Western architects do not know how to bring the enhancing values to life in the buildings and the communities that we design, that Vastu Vidya can bring. And it is your heritage, and it is frankly something which will be a benefit to the entire world. And you are, I think, very fortunate that there is this community that is being built in Ohio according to the principles of Vastu Vidya, that can be a lighthouse, that can illuminate the spiritual values, the enriching values, the improvement in physical and mental health that Vastu Vidya can bring. And I salute this community in Ohio for making this happen. The particular system of Vastu Vidya that is being applied in the Om Center is a very carefully restored practice of Vastu, as was done by the noted Vedic sage Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who is very widely known worldwide for having introduced the Transcendental Meditation, or TM technique. Now, he spent 15 years at the end of his life focusing on what would be an authentic practice of Vastu Vidya, because the ancient texts, the Vedic literature, says that when this technology is practiced, that it creates benefits of promoting good physical and mental health, happiness, family harmony, success, and growth to enlightenment for the people who occupy buildings and cities designed according to it. What a wonderful enhancement that would be to the quality of our life if that was true. And so Maharishi wanted to find out whether that could be true if Vastu Vidya was practiced sufficiently authentically. And so he went through an extensive 15-year research project to restore the practice of Vastu to its full Vedic values. And what we have found when we practice this practice of Vastu, which we identify as his restored system by referring to it simply as Maharishi Vastu, is that the people who live in these communities are happier, are healthier, are more successful, are growing to enlightenment, all according to their own reports. What I want to say to your community in Ohio and the other communities of expats from Bhutan who have settled in the United States and even around the world is that your Vedic heritage is something that is priceless, that is needed more than ever in the 21st century, where we have lost our dharma, we have lost our way, and we know how to make money, and we know how to entertain ourselves, and we know how to live comfortably, but we do not know how to live with inner fulfillment. The answer to that, the most important thing, lies within your own heritage. The Vedic practices, meditation, Ayurveda, Vastu Shastra, are the components, and prayer according to your Vedic family's traditions are the components that bring what is missing from life in America.